I think, obviously I'm looking for positives out of what's happening, but more importantly, the guys themselves are sort of feeling like they're making achievements. We won a second half against Salford. We played a large chunk of the game against Catalans on a very hot day away, and matched them, and at times we're on top of them. So they're talking that sort of stuff up. The 10 days since has been really productive. We come into the pointy end where you've got to make that count for something, but our training has been just really top class. Brought some new guys in this week, or the back end of last week in some cases, and those 4 guys and the return of some of our players from injury puts us in a spot where we've gone from having pretty much 17 or 18 players to pick from. They nearly picked themselves for the Catalans match, to now I've had to leave either 6 or 7 players out, and we got another 3 or 4 who are knocking on the door to come back from injury as well. So we're in a much healthier position, and that's breeding competition for spots and headaches for the coach, but they're the headaches you want to have. People are looking for a bright new change. We've added some new players, which I think is a show by the club itself that we want to do better, and we are going to play some better football. So there's a bit of a request, an invitation for Wildcats fans who might not have been riding, and may have been riding this season off. We're not dead and buried, and we want people to come and watch us and support us. It's going to be a couple of cracking days of weather, and Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday evening is a great chance for Wildcats fans. Come and have a pint on the terrace and get behind your team, because we're going to have a real crack at Hull. I think the 2 games coming up are going to be great. Yeah, we covered a few bases, or we feel like we have, with versatility, and Jordan Tansey and Mike Seo can play virtually every spot in the pack. Probably not in the front row, but hooker and loose forward, and at a pinch he can play in the back row, and that front row spot can be covered by Anthony Walker, who's come to us from St Helens. They're both young fellas, both answering the question of what do you like to do most, mate, when you play footy, was tackle. And we can certainly do with a bit of starch. Every team wants to have to be able to boast about their forward pack, so we're adding a bit of depth there, and of course adding Kevin Locke to the fullback. He can play other positions, as he keeps telling me. He's more than just a fullback, pardon me, but it's Kevin's here to excite and enthuse, and he's already done that on the training paddock. And again, if the Wildcats fans are looking for some sort of catalyst, Kevin's a good example. I think that we're serious about rebuilding our team and regenerating, not next year but right now. This is like a real godsend for us to have 10 days of preparation in the state we've been in, with all the injuries, to then all of a sudden have 24 up to 26 players fit and able to train. The whole tenor of the place changes, because it is more competitive. There are alternatives to selection, and that now means that for all of us, me as the coach and the players, to get the best out of each other on Wednesday night. We're playing against a proud club. I know just exactly how proud and what a fantastic footy club the Hull FC is. We're not in any position to be talking about other teams and inconsistency or performance. Our problem is, and our challenge right now, is for us to get ourselves into a shape where we can perform right at our best and take the contest to our opposition.